Hello, duckies!
Hello, good day and welcome. You're listening to The Ducking Review Show. Another brilliant episode. Thank you for tuning in. running out of things to say.
He's overly confident.
Yeah. Coming up on this week's show, we will be taking a look at Point Break, San Andreas, Danny Collins, Spy, and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington in Retro Trailer Review. As you know, we always change the name of that. It is Retro Trailer Review.
Retro Trailer Review.
Yeah.
As always, I'm Carl. I'm joined by Lee.
Hi.
And Matt.
Hi.
They said hello. You can also get in touch with us, and please do. We always say this, and we know we've got listeners. Come on, don't be shy. We won't be abusive. We might. It depends what you say. You can tweet us at duckingpod. You can email us at theduckingpodcast@gmail.com. And you can visit us, as you may already know, at theduckingreviewshow.com. Boom. So, first of all, we're recording this on a Wednesday, which we normally do, and after we decided all our films and after we'd looked at all our trailers and done all our writing, much to Lee's disappointment, the trailer for Point Break was released literally this afternoon, and I said we should take a look at it, and Lee said no.
Disappointing on many levels.
Yeah. So we're going to just touch upon that a little bit quickly. We're not going to talk too much about it. Point Break. Lee?
Yeah. What about it?
What about it, indeed?
So yeah, what this is, it's a remake of, I didn't write the film down, but it's from like 1991 or something.
It was called Point Break, I think.
Point Break.
Right.
The original, they were both called Point Break. The original, directed by Catherine Bigelow, made in like 1991 or around then. So before Speed, after Bill and Ted, starring Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze, or however you want to say that. Suarez. Also starring Gary Busey, who obviously we all love from all these awesome movies. Gary Busey's a bit of a legend, isn't he? But yeah, so what this is, it's a remake of that. I mean, we might as well talk about what's in the trailer. It shows a lot of stuff.
It's one of them, isn't it? It shows a lot of stuff, but you don't really know what the hell's going on.
It is.
Did you call that horizontal stacking?
Vertical slice.
Vertical slice.
Yeah. That was it, yeah.
Horizontal stacking. That is a vertical slice.
Thinking of
Is it a vertical slice? I think it's a horizontal slice.
Yeah, I think it gives you what happens through the trailer, but it still doesn't really explain what's going on.
No, it's a horizontal slice.
A
vertical slice is where you just show one bit, one tiny segment.
Yeah, no
a
story.
Horizontal slice is where you show... Imagine a loaf of bread, and the film's a loaf of bread.
Yes.
Right, and a vertical slice is one slice that goes straight down, so you just get one section of the bread. But if you got, like, from the beginning and the end is the ends of the bread, and you took a horizontal slice, you just get a little bit of everything, and this is a horizontal slice.
I really like the bread analogy.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well, that's where
it's really good. It's really good.
But yeah, so what it shows is like loads of people doing like extreme sports. I mean, basically, if you've seen Point Break, you know that it's about a load of criminals who are like thrill seekers, mostly surfing and parachuting in the first one, isn't it?
Does surfing count as thrill seeking?
Yeah, of course it does.
Isn't it?
Right. I mean, I don't know. I've only watched them on the seafront.
Yeah, well, stood up and paddling on your surfboard on Scarborough Beach.
Maybe that's why I don't
literally
think...
on the beach.
Yeah, literally. I picked up on a bullshit proverb at the start.
At the end.
Is it? No, one we watched, it started with it. It went...
The only law that matters is gravity.
No, it was... I didn't write it down. All I wrote down was bullshit proverb. It was like...
Confucius says.
It was something like those that live their lives live it and those that don't die boring. That's not what it said, but that was
the gist.
That's a gist.
And it was one of those ones that just went anonymous.
Oh, right. So
where the thinker's not important.
On Anonymous. It was written by Erickson Core, the director of Point Break. Let's talk about him. So he's the director. He hasn't really directed a film. He has, but nothing good.
Right, okay.
But
not a film as we know it.
But he's
an enjoyable
He's more
piece
famous
of-
as a cinematographer. So he's
Right.
and he was director of photography for the first Fast and the Furious film and the Daredevil film, and a few other of that era sort of.
Was it early 90s?
Right.
Films, which is fair enough. He's not really directed a film, and he's a DOP on some well-known action movies, which reminded me of Jan de Bont, the director of Speed.
Right, yeah.
Right, who was DOP on Die Hard, Black Rain, Flatliners, Basic Instinct, to name but a few. So is this? It won't be as good as Speed, because Speed's awesome and has Keanu Reeves in it. And this is Point Break, and it doesn't have Keanu Reeves in it. I mean, my problem with the film, this particular one, it's they're taking a fairly, a bit better than average action movie, which is the original.
Yeah.
Pretty good, but, it's not Die Hard.
Sure, yeah.
But they're remaking it shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the problem lies in the fact that the two guys in it, so Johnny Utah, who was Keanu Reeves, or the CIA guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy called Luke Bracey. He's most famous for being in Home and Away.
Surf
experience.
Surf, yeah. I can
And
see
then
why he was sort of casted.
Edgar Ramirez is Bodhi, which is Patrick Swayze. And he was in Zero Dark 30, Bourne Ultimatum, Wrath of the Titans. But I don't recognise his face. So, he can't be anyone that good in them films.
So he might have been an object.
Yeah, it might just been him a bit.
Yeah.
But the worst thing what they've done, they got Ray Winston in it, right, putting on a fake American accent in the Gary Busey role, and Gary Busey being the ultimate kind of 1980s, 1990s kind of dickhead crazy role.
Yeah.
And it's Ray Winston putting on a bad American accent.
It's like they've cut his balls off.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet he should be talking like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, it should just be his normal.
Oh, I want to put a bet on this. I'm Ray Winston.
Is that him doing the odds in between the fight?
This is the straight up odds. I'm Ray Winston.
I thought that this is the only time I've really watched something and thought Keanu Reeves was a better actor than someone else.
The problem that you got, Keanu Reeves is he's not the best actor, but he's got charisma. And Patrick Swayze, not the best, not the best actor, but has a hell of a lot of charisma.
And the babes in this.
Wow.
The bodacious babes from
Bodacious
England.
babes.
They travelled in time.
Totally
Come
did.
back of us to San Dimas. We have the most triumphant time.
Excellent.
Yeah, and then they changed Gary Busey into Ray Winston. So it's all wrong.
It is.
It all looks wrong, and
This is sort of like a news section because it just came out today. So
yeah.
we don't like it. We're not going to score it.
Well, I'm going to score it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go on. No.
One.
All right, Matt. Any more you want to say on
Not
this?
really.
Saw it today. We saw the poster as well, and
Well, it makes sense when you've said he's a DOP, because most of the stuff in the trailer was just some nice shots of loads of action stuff going on.
ironic because I'm guessing he wasn't the DOP of the poster, which is just a photo that looks like the most photoshopped thing I've ever seen. I mean,
And most posters just a photo.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's the irony. He's the director of photography normally, and the poster.
He's not the person who made the poster.
Yeah, I know, but you know,
It looked more like just like they took a screenshot from a shot in the trailer, actually.
yeah, I don't know. It looked awful.
Pretty bad.
The thing with the money for this is the thing.
From the
Let's shall we talk a little bit about what they're about in this film? We might as well, right? So what they're a bunch of criminals that are nicking all this money and just to mess up with the world economy, and that's the thing.
Don't give the money to anyone.
No,
it's a
well,
Robin Hood thing,
they're going to
isn't it?
blow it up.
Yeah.
By look, well, they dropped it. I mean, the one cool bit is that pallet, them 2 pallets full of money falling out of that plane. All the money's flying everywhere, And then there's all these like peasants on the floor going, "Oh, it's raining money! Woo!"
Got a lovely
But
bit of
weren't,
mud
were
over
they?
it.
They were proper peasants.
They were just normal people.
Yeah, but they look like peasants.
Yeah, but at least rich.
Fucking plebs.
Bloody peasants.
But yeah, they. But do you know what I mean? But that's what it was. Look at us. We're these rich people who can afford to hire out aeroplanes and have all these wingsuits, and we're gonna like, for no reason apart from to mess up with the economy, drop a pallet full of money.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, fair enough, a load of money falling on the floor, but once all that money's come off the pallet, where's the pallet landing?
Someone lucky buggers just got smacked in the head.
Or worse, a house blown up, smashed
Exactly.
up.
Yeah, hit the roof of a house and just exploded instantly for no reason.
Best bit of the film.
Probably would have made a better.
10 out
So
of
yeah, I'll give it a 1.
Oh, okay.
A low 1.
A low one.
A low one.
A 1.0.
If I could give it a non.
Let's score it then. Go on, Matt.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Nor was
I
I.
never am though. When we get to this bit, think it up on the spot. It doesn't look very good, so I'm going to go 1 as well.
I'm going 1 as well. It doesn't appeal to me whatsoever.
Trailer 2 will drop. It'll look awesome.
Pointless remake, basically.
Yeah.
Pointless break.
Like, why get a film that's perfectly good and remake it and make it shit?
I've got a confession to make. I was like, we should look at this. It's come out today. We should look at it. I was very confused and misunderstood what had happened. I thought it was a remake of Grosse Point Blank.
Well, why would you remake? That's even worse, remaking that film, because that's awesome.
Yeah, I know, but I was more interested because Grosse Point Blank's a film that's good. I enjoyed it. I was more interested in much more interested in a remake of that film than I would have been for a remake of this film.
Right.
More debate. I would have had a lot more to say about it.
I mean, the thing is, right, there's no mention of the dead presidents, which is the name of the gang. You don't see them robbing a bank, and everyone's got, one's got Nixon rubber mask on, one's got a, what's his face? 80s president, man.
Oh, is that Point
Ronald
Blank?
Reagan. Yeah, when they robbed the bank, they've all got different president masks.
I thought that was Dead Presidents.
Is that?
Oh, that's a different film.
Oh,
That's the name of the gang.
Yeah,
Dead
I've got
Presidents.
confused. It took a long time ago. Right.
So, and that was like the cool bit.
So I have seen this film. Okay, so that's that film. We'll not go back to that ever again. Moving on. We're going to be taking a look at San Andreas. Okay, directed by Brad Payton.
Not directed anything ever that I've heard of.
Right. So written by Carlton Cuse.
What's he done?
And this is more interesting, I thought. So a few episodes of Bates Motel.
Yeah.
The Returned, so more TV. Point of Honour, and a bit of Vice. Just
TV.
Just as
fun. That's his hobby.
That's his. Yeah. So, no, the Vice.
That's a bit of Vice. Prostitutes, drugs, love it.
Yeah, I've got that down here just for fun.
Oh, right.
And we're going back to the direction by Brad Payton.
Yeah, so I've not heard of him.
What? You haven't heard of Journey to the Mysterious Island?
No, exactly.
You haven't heard of Cats and Dogs: The Revenge of Kitty Galore?
No.
Yeah,
You
haven't heard of
actually.
What's It Like Being Alone?
No.
You haven't heard of A Tale of Bad Luck? What do you mean? You haven't heard of Bad Luck, the short? You haven't heard of Evelyn, the cutest Evil Dead girl?
Are you just making these up now?
You haven't heard of Zed?
What, just the letter?
Zed's dead, baby.
And you haven't heard of Fool?
Of what?
Of what?
And you haven't heard of Ted? Well, you haven't lived, man.
Ted.
So what this is this guy's
Short.
first real film.
Yes.
Not his first real film. He did the sequel to Cats and Dogs.
Yeah.
But his first film with a star in it, I guess, or the first film, this could be the film that makes his career.
Isn't Journey 2 got The Rock in? Hasn't it even?
Well, that's Journey to Mount something or other, isn't it?
The Witch Mountain.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right,
Journey.
yeah.
Journey 2, Witch Mountain.
Yeah, that's what you're getting confused.
You've got to get the colon in
enough.
there. I mean, this obviously is starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I mean, we don't need to talk about the films he's been in.
The only guy who's ever
Fast
been called
7.
Dwayne that's become cool.
Apart from Dwayne Dibley.
Yeah. He was... Yeah, okay, I'll let you have that.
But Paul Giamatti's in it. He plays a scientist. He's a good actor. He's a good actor.
Yeah, he is.
And Kylie Minogue's in it.
What? She wasn't in the trailer, was
No,
she?
she wasn't, but she's in the list on IMDb.
She's
so
just like
she's
in the background somewhere.
You don't mean she's just on the telly in an old episode of Neighbours, or?
She's probably just playing an ornament on a mantelpiece. It's so tiny.
There's not a statue of Kylie.
I'm imagining that what they've done is they've built a giant mantelpiece that they've stood her on and then using
Put me in a little snow
perspective.
globe.
Yeah, and having the camera pulled right back and people close to the camera, they've made it look like a statue on the
Yeah,
mantelpiece.
I don't know, but she's in it.
Carla Gugino? I don't know how you say it.
What?
That word there. Carla Gugino?
Carla Gugino? So
Sorry.
she's in Watchmen. Who is she in Watchmen? Is she,
She's in Watchmen, Sin City, and Sucker Punch. She's the leader of the prostitute gang.
Right? Are you reinforcing Lee's?
Yeah,
like,
it's going badly this. And
who's she in Watchmen?
I'm trying to think. I think she's Thingy. What's she called?
Phil Spector?
Yeah, the older one.
Oh, alright.
And then in Sucker
That's
Punch.
why I didn't recognise her.
Yeah, she's all made up to look old. She's young when you first see her.
Yeah.
And then it goes to she's old.
And I'm not really seeing Sucker Punch properly.
She's the dance teacher in that.
Right.
/ side
She's good in
apologist.
Watchmen.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah, she's good in Watchmen.
I'm sure she'll be good in
She's
this.
fit as well, sorry.
I mean, shall we talk a bit about the trailer and what
We're a
happened?
part of the problem.
What,
We are.
Well, we're men, of course we are. So I mean, what this is, it's a classic B movie, isn't it?
Disaster film, here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need one
Yeah.
every summer at least.
I've put Independence Day without aliens.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need the brilliance.
Or Superman without
Will
Superman. It's
Smith.
literally this earthquake could be like the result of Lex Luthor's nuclear strike on the San Andreas fault.
Oh.
They don't mention it
So you
in
reckon
the
it's
trailer,
linked?
Yeah.
and it's not made by the same studio.
I've written
Say
down
DC anyway.
It doesn't
either.
say DC, but let's just assume that this is it. And this is the beast that what Superman doesn't fix.
My interest has been piqued.
But like, what you got is right. It starts off. I hope I watched the same trailer, but it started off with
Well, I've
the
written
bit in
down
the helicopter.
Lady, Alarm, War.
No, I didn't watch that one.
Well, we
There's like 3
found this problem.
trailers.
There's 3.
We
They're all
watched 2.
different. Yeah.
We watched
I
2.
watched one of them,
Right.
but I watched the one that started off in the helicopter with
Yeah,
Rock
we
in the
watched that.
helicopter
Yeah, we watched that.
with the foley down building times.
mhm.
That was
Yeah.
cool. Reminded me a bit of Cliffhanger for some reason.
Oh,
Because people were hanging off stuff.
you know I've got a soft spot for Cliffhanger.
You got a hard spot for it.
And that. Well, not really. Soft spot. My dad, it was one of the first films that I shouldn't have seen in the cinema. My dad took me.
Yeah, it's one of them
There
films
you
I
go.
shouldn't have seen in the cinema as well.
Because it was awful.
Yeah.
I saw it on a boat.
Anyway, so
What
yeah,
the
you
fuck?
got the bit. You got the bit with the helicopter, building falling down. That was quite cool.
How does The Rock not shout at any point, "Get to the chopper"? Because he's like picking people up in this
You
fire
can't go there,
helicopter.
can you? If it was only, you could do it, but
I know, but you'd be tempted, wouldn't you?
That's what Matt was thinking
Then
about
you
the
got-
chopper again.
you got a big chopper.
God.
You got a big scene with the big like split in the earth,
Yeah.
and then you got the like tidal wave, like perfect storm tidal wave.
Yeah.
So they're probably your main 3 set pieces in the film.
It's got the text sort of bits that pop up throughout to like progress some sort of like emotional tie within it. One of them was who will you be with? And then I started to write some notes and I didn't see what it continued with, but I've just finished it for him. Who will you be with when you die?
Right.
I think that's where it was
I mean,
going.
if you're gonna like, it's probably safe to say this is just gonna be like a standard B movie.
It looked pretty bad.
It looked better than that 2012 film.
There's a bit that's
I
like
mean,
the
just-
perfect storm where they're
Yeah,
in the
in
boat
the
and
boat,
they're
yeah,
riding
go
that massive
up the wave.
wave. Yeah.
Yeah. And
To be
everything starts
honest,
falling
like-
backwards and
But
stuff.
I've written down rocks always sink.
Unless it's a breeze block.
Oh. Can you smell what the rock is cooking?
But
Another bad
I mean,
film.
what did you think, like, of the film? Like, I thought it looked alright. Like, I wouldn't pay to watch it, but if it was on Netflix, I'd watch it.
Yeah, it's another one of them.
If it was on like ITV on a Sunday night,
I wouldn't
might
watch it because of adverts. It's not worth being sold.
What on
Yeah, I
ITV?
hate that as well. The ITV film.
BBC Two.
It would never be on BBC Two.
BBC One then.
BBC Three, maybe.
Netflix, Sky Movies, I'll watch it.
Sky Movies, isn't that advert?
Yeah, you can fast forward them.
No, Sky Movies, no adverts.
Is it not?
Really?
Nope, just film.
Are you not sure? You're not talking about the
No,
undermined?
I'm completely
Anyway.
convinced.
This is not an advert for Sky.
No.
Yeah.
There are
We are
other...
not getting paid by Sky.
Like, it's
Yet.
one of them films. And I say, if it's on Netflix, I might watch it. I
Or
probably
Netflix.
won't because, like,
Because it
I've
looks
got
crap.
loads of other stuff to watch, but it looks alright for
But in
what it
terms of,
is.
like,
It looks like it is what it is, and
Yeah.
it has no pretensions about.
I've just looked at one of my notes there when you said the whole DC thing. Mr. Fantastic is in it from the Fantastic Four movies. I don't know
Is
what the
that
actor's
tie-in
called.
with the Superman
Not
thing?
really,
or-
it's Marvel, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks pretty standard, but like it's blatantly going to be a global warming film.
Really?
Well,
It's an
it
earthquake.
isn't, but
I just
it
assume.
It's
I-
kind of it's got
yeah.
environment. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, shall we
Just-
score it?
It's just basically the San Andreas fault line goes off, but apparently they'll feel it on the East Coast.
Yeah.
When we say the East Coast, do you mean just
Well,
the east side of the massive gap
That's
that's now appeared
Yeah.
in California?
now
They felt
West
that right
America.
felt that on the East Coast of California.
Yeah.
Were you disappointed that it wasn't a GTA film?
What-
Yes.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw San Andreas, my brain instantly went GTA. What?
Yeah. I was like,
See, I was saying to
what?
Matt-
What?
I was a bit.
Yeah.
I was saying to Matt, because
Starting
it
off
made
on
me
the
think about
BMX.
GTA,
Yeah.
and then it made me think about like something good I watched the other day, which was Nightcrawler.
You can say that you liked it, but you
I'm not
can't.
going to say anything about it.
Good.
Apart from what I'm going to say now. Which won't spoil it because it's not about what happens in it. It's just about the vibe of it. And it's almost like
Yeah.
that film.
I'll allow it.
Awesome film. Really awesome. I'd give it 5 stars. And I've actually seen it. It's not just like off the trailer. It's like almost like it's set. The version of LA that is the version of LA that they are trying to show in Grand Theft Auto, the San Andreas version of LA.
Yeah.
It's totally
Mm.
like
Fits.
exactly seedy and dirty and grimy and like amoral.
I'm so annoyed because like
Bill Paxton's in it.
I wanted to see it in
Yeah,
a
he
cinema, and it's like one of those things where you live where we live, and a cinema is quite far away, and I just didn't get round to it.
You need to stress, like, there isn't really a cinema in Scarborough.
No.
You have to go 40 miles to go
Well,
to a multiplex.
There's-
There are
There's a
cinemas.
single
We're
screen.
40 miles
too.
away from any multiplex. So
Yeah, it's just
like,
difficult.
we still haven't seen Mad Max because that's not being
This
shown
weekend.
Yet.
This
No, but
weekend.
you're going to York. I'm going to see it in Blackburn.
Yeah.
But,
I'm not gonna watch
and
it.
Matt won't get to see it until 5th of June. And now we're going as well to watch it the second time because he don't come to Scarborough for about 4 weeks or 3
I'll watch
weeks.
it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, hopefully. If
Yeah.
Bring it over in a hot air balloon from
Me,
France or something.
me and Lee are going to do a special podcast, just me and Lee talking about it. Matt looks genuinely pissed off.
The only good thing I've got to say about this trailer, actually bringing it back on point,
Right.
is
Blank.
I really like that that version of California Dreaming
Yeah, that was quite cool.
that they're using in it. That
It was
sounds.
good, wasn't it? Was it
I bet-
Adele?
I don't
No,
think
it
so.
won't be.
No,
She
it
won't
was too.
touch this.
It was dead like
from
vibey.
Skyfall to this
Fair enough. But I didn't know if it was one she just sung and
I haven't looked it up.
by mistake.
just on her own for fun, and they
in the
used
shower,
it.
and then some pervert was
That
there.
sounds beautiful. Let's use that.
Right. Score it. Score it up.
Right,
Oh.
I'm going to give it 2.
Oh man, we're doing that thing again.
That we do every episode.
Yeah.
After every trailer.
Yeah. So 2, that's
Two.
it. No chat about it, just 2.
I've chatted about it already. I've got nothing else to say.
Alright. Yeah, 2.
Right. Oh, God. What do I think? I guess 2. I know, like, we all have a similar
The
opinion.
thing is, I give it a 3, but I gave my max 4, an actual 4, like my max 2 and 4, so I can't give this a 3.
Yeah, it's
Too
it's
many
what you-
numbers there, that
it's
blew
what
my
you
mind.
mark it on. I
Do you
mean,
know what I mean? Like, a 5 is
2,
like
4.
untouchable.
Alright.
Not the untouchables, that's a 4.
it's not a 1, right? It just isn't a 1. And
No.
it looks visually quite impressive, and
Yeah.
there's some kind of disaster film. I've always got time for a little bit of action, but it ain't much more than that. I'm not going to really
Oh, it's got time for a little bit of nice.
We're going to call chat show now.
Yeah. Yeah, what we haven't told everyone yet is Carl's just going to do all the new music for the pod, and it's just going to be him doing funk.
Please, can that be a thing?
Funk mouth.
Right, funk mouth.
Yeah.
Ooh.
His side project.
Right, so we give that 2 quacks out of 5.
You give it 2 as well.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Quack, quack.
Swiftly moving on.
Now it's time for Danny Collins! Directed by Dan Fogelman.
Boogie boo.
And written by Dan Fogelman.
Ciao.
Apologies for the other week, by the way, where I got everything wrong.
Yeah, you're more prepared this
Yeah, I
week.
didn't actually write down the director for this for some reason.
Right.
I didn't even bother writing
I've got
down.
it written by
Again, he
and
hasn't done
directed.
anything, has he?
Well, no, he's written Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Las
that's
Vegas,
it. Yeah, Las
Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
He's written The Guilt Trip. He's written Crazy Stupid Love, Cars 2, Tangled, Bolt,
Well,
Lip
Tangled's meant
Shits.
to be good.
Lip Shit Saves the World. That's a TV movie. Fred Claus sounds like a Father Christmas
It is,
thing.
I've seen that.
It's with Doodah, isn't
Any
it?
good?
Yeah, no.
No.
I don't know, I've not seen
No.
it.
Right. Cars. The screenplay.
Yeah.
Cars is alright.
Yeah, Cars was alright.
It's only
The
they're
12.
only the 2 worst Pixar movies.
Cars and Cars 2.
Yeah.
Monsters
But were
University
they
wasn't very good.
proper Pixar films?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I don't want
Monsters
to talk about.
University is
No, I
still
don't want
better
to.
though, isn't it?
I don't want to talk about Cars 2.
Mm.
Right.
haven't
The
seen
12th Man also. I'm not convinced
The
Cars.
12th Man?
Yeah, TV. Then
Right, I was
then
gonna say,
obviously
'cause
Y'all
that's film
think-
from the 50s. Or
Y'all think of 12 Angry Men, aren't you?
we need to get
12th
back.
Man. Not the 3rd one I was thinking. Anyway.
I don't think Cars 2 was a Pixar.
Yeah, it was. It was cinematic release. It was going to be straight to DVD, but then this thought we sell so many toys of cars.
yeah.
That's the movie that they sell the most toys for
And then they
Pixar.
did the
so-
spin-off, didn't they? Planes.
True. Once upon a time, I worked in a toy shop and we sold lots of cars. Toys.
What?
Gary Newman.
He's just hanging in a cupboard.
Here in
Not
my
hanging,
car.
hanging
This
about
is
in a
my-
cupboard.
Also asphyxiation in cars.
That is sick.
Well, also
So,
Automatic.
automatic for the people.
bit Scorsese's based on a true story.
Well,
Is
yeah,
it?
right.
Who's Danny Collins?
Probably made up.
I don't know if it's
They say
based.
based on a true story.
It says it.
Yeah, but they said that on a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
it
but they
says,
can-
it says that on Fargo.
Yeah, I was
it's
going to
not.
say that. This was based on actual events that didn't happen.
I don't know. I just
might
write
be
the
based on
words
true.
down.
Right.
I didn't see it say that. When did
Right.
it say that in the
So,
trailer?
I mean, let's talk about what this film looks like it's about. Danny Collins is some sort of
Phil Collins.
crappy musician,
Why I order.
rich, but with no, like,
Integrity.
integrity. Turns out that John Lennon wrote him a letter 40 years ago.
In 1971.
Yeah, so, you know, when he did Imagine,
Yeah.
she would be writing letters to an idiot.
What, John Lennon?
Yeah.
He did drugs, man.
All of them.
He probably wrote a few letters to some idiots.
Yeah, anyway.
God.
So, right, so,
Wow.
like, there's this letter that this guy got, but he didn't get the letter until, like, 40 years later.
Yeah, so the postal service in America is terrible.
Yeah, well, you know.
The USPS.
Yes.
And like, so what Danny Collins, this does to Danny Collins, it gives him some sort of midlife crisis, saying, "Oh, if I got this letter 40 years ago, I wouldn't have sold out." That's basically the story.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Because he's blatantly sold out massively.
Yeah,
hasn't
totally
he?
has.
Yeah. He's got a bus with his face on it.
I mean, the best thing about this trailer is the song "Instant Karma" by John Lennon that's playing in it. Apparently,
There's a bit of dialogue that's alright.
It was, but it's like,
There's
what
some-
annoys me,
Bants.
it was,
There's a bit of bants in
but
there.
it's Al Pacino doing a Robert De Niro in it.
Yeah, not as well. Yeah.
Literally.
No, what I
because
mean,
in
not
Las
like
Vegas,
acting like him.
De Niro's in it.
Don't be
Yeah.
acting like Robert De Niro, doing what Robert De Niro did, and like being awesome, and then just churning out shit.
Well, I've got this whole, like, this is another breakdown movie. An old man.
Yeah.
It riffs off the old man having a breakdown, midlife crisis. So the old actor. It's that kind of thing. We've
It's
got
like a redemption type thing as well.
Well, it
Because
did.
there's part
I mean-
where he goes to see, is it his son or grandson?
His son, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Probably had a kid with a groupie, never met the kid.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's just Alan Partridge with Al Pacino as a musician. That's it. Moves to an hotel. starts,
Yeah, can we just go back over whatever it was that you just said?
Right, what happens is,
Alan Partridge.
as a musician,
As a
living
musician.
living in an hotel. So what he's doing, he's having this thing happens to him. He goes and lives in the hotel, and he's trying to get off with the hotel receptionist woman.
How did I miss this? It really is like Alan Partridge.
It's just Alan Partridge. To any to any listeners who aren't English and
Any
don't know-
foreigners.
who don't know what Alan Partridge is, it's
who
the
he is.
TV show,
Yeah.
and he's a made-up character, but he's kind of done in a quasi-real sort of way. And I'm Alan Partridge is a documentary about a guy who used to have a career on BBC Radio who had
On
a
telly,
breakdown
on
and on TV, and is now living in like the equivalent of a travel lodge, like a motel in between Ipswich, which is convenient because it's
Norwich, isn't it?
No, it works in Norwich. It's equidistant between Norwich and London, so it's really convenient for him. And this is just
Steve Coogan being a ledge.
Coogan. And this is that. The musician, he has something happens, he gets a letter off John Lennon 40 years later, moves into an hotel, and then it's all about the bounce between him and Annette Bening.
This is a story of how wealth and fame don't give you happiness.
Well, it is, isn't it?
There's time for that.
It is, but like Hollywood are making that film.
I know.
It's hypocrisy, and like, I don't know, there's something about this film that kind of sticks in my...
But Hollywood
Balls.
did do 12 Years a Slave, and that was... I don't know how we've jumped to comparison.
Well,
I guess my point being that it's not impossible for Hollywood to tell
Did
a
Hollywood
story.
make 12 Years a Slave?
It was released in box office with a big label. It's Hollywood.
It was, but it was made by
It's made by studio.
a black guy from London with
It's
a
made-
largely English cast.
But it's Hollywood money, which I guess is the point.
Yeah.
So I don't
But
believe
this is Hollywood famous people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a different thing.
It's broad brushstrokes rather
Yeah.
than a
I don't
delicate artist, isn't it?
Yeah.
12 Years a
I mean-
Slave.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. I don't know. I get. My only point being that let's not just say that it can't tell a worthy story just because it's
Well, no.
Hollywood. I mean,
There's
I'm not.
quite a bit of family stuff in it by the look of it.
yeah.
Like there's a bit.
It
was dead
where you
cheesy.
see-
It looks so cheesy.
Yeah.
Go on, what you
You
say?
see,
Matt?
it's his son, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his son with his daughter, so Al Pacino's granddaughter, sat behind the piano that's in his hotel room, and it looks like they're trying to play something. So off that, I instantly got the vibe of, oh, what's going to happen? Turns out his son's a really good musician. He helps him write a song. The song gets big. That's the end.
God, I bet it is that.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's so.
It's going to be that, isn't it?
Well, it made me hate it even
It's
more.
so movie making by numbers.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know? And it doesn't do anything that it.
Or it goes the other way, and at the end he's just like a smack-addled wronging.
Well, that'd be good. So what would happen?
Like Thingy in Needle Park.
Panic in
Panic in Needle Park. I wish it was Picnic in Needle.
It wasn't a picnic. I mean, this is the
Picnic
thing.
in Needle Park.
It's Al Pacino. What annoys me is like it's Al Pacino, who's in so many films that I love, like so many good films like Serpico, Godfather, Scarface.
Have you seen that? How I Met Your Mother.
Cops.
Yeah, that How I Met Your Mother. No, not How I Met Your Mother.
It's
Always
funny.
Sunny in Philadelphia episode of
Yeah,
that.
so funny. But yeah, it's just a feel-good movie at the end of the day. Yeah, and it's like, is what it is.
A little bit like, I guess, actually, I can understand your annoyance because I'm picking up on it. I'm clever like
Really?
that. I can understand your annoyance a little bit when Bill Murray did that bloody film that wasn't that long ago.
Lost in Translation.
No, that's
the
brilliant.
one where he's the guy's the next door neighbour.
Yeah, Grumpy
Saint
Dave.
Vincent.
Saint Vincent.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's not meant to be that good. He's meant to be good in
Yeah.
it though.
Yeah, I guess Bill Murray is Bill Murray and he'll always be
it's
Bill
just
Murray. but-
yeah. You know he's right. I read Tangent Time. Netflix are making a Christmas special at home with Bill Murray, like a
You heard it here first,
like
kids.
like a Val Doonican sort of.
Really?
Like, this is Bill Murray in his house, and it's Christmas Day, and famous people come in and visit him.
Holy shit! How
Bill
is
Murray's
this not
house party.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, it's a one-off Christmas special.
Oh my god, that sounds like the best. I'm gonna have
And
the best
Bill Murray's
Christmas I've
playing
ever
Bill
had.
Murray.
Yes.
Oh god.
Right, let's score this one up, which has now lost 2 points automatically because it can't compare to the fantastic news that you just told me about the Bill Murray Christmas special.
I'm giving it 2.
Right.
Yeah, 2.
2 as well.
It's the same again as San Andreas. I'll watch it if it's on telly.
This is, do you know, as we go on and like we do more and more, you're right. Like it gets harder. I think about all the other films we've watched. Thank you. Other films that we've reviewed, and it's difficult because
It's any film that you've got a negative aspect on is a 2 or a 1.
I don't
If
want
it's
to give this a
average-
3, but
If it's average, it's 3, and alright, I might see that if I had to. And pay.
well, here we go. This is 2. 3 2s.
3,
Next!
2. Next!
Next.
It's Spy.
Right, moving on. We're looking at Spy.
Directed by Paul Feig.
Feig?
Yes.
Right? Director of Bridesmaids.
Who's it written by, Lee?
I didn't read it. Is it Bill Feig?
That's why we have a format. Right, Spy.
I presumed it was Paul Feig.
Right. Next, we're looking at Spy. It's written.
he's taking it back.
Next, we have
Taking the
Spy.
power.
Next.
Sorry.
Next, we
Leaving all this in.
next we have Spy.
Spy?
Written and directed by Paul Feig.
Is it Feig or Feig?
Good question,
It's
Matt.
Feig.
Matt's got his hand up.
Yeah, because awesome. I only know this because I saw his face on IMDb. He was the teacher in Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Was it?
Yeah, he was.
Say again.
Accent stuff.
He was the teacher in
Teacher in Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Shit.
Starring Melissa
He's
Joan
also the director of Bridesmaids.
Ghostbusters
He's
pre-production.
going to be the Ghostbusters guy. But I think what's really interesting and like what made me kind of look at this slightly in a better light than I did before I watched it, because I'm not seeing Bridesmaids. And I'm not sure. I was kind of like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. But then I watched the trailer and thought, yeah. And then I saw that he directed 7 episodes of Arrested Development.
Wow, that is. Yeah, actually, that's pretty
So
cool.
that's like a quarter.
He's
Well,
also,
maybe less, but like, you know, a good chunk of a really awesome TV show.
and he's also directed some really good episodes of The Office.
The American Office.
Yeah, some really good episodes. Written as well.
Got loads of good credits.
Yeah. Freaks and Geeks.
Don't know what
Oh,
that
wow.
is.
Did he write that?
Yeah, he's written some episodes of Freaks and Geeks. Other Space, don't know if you've seen any of that. He's written some funny stuff in that, actually. Life Sold Separately as well, 97. He's actually got some alright writing credits.
Yeah.
And not just alright, really funny stuff. Matt's got some stuff to say about one of his films.
Bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Well, you've caught me off guard there. I've wrote nothing down, but...
I mean, what's your opinion on it?
Off the top of your
Oh,
head.
no, it's good. It's
Yeah.
got a really funny scene where Bride shits herself in the street. Due to some bad food. She's in a wedding dress that she's trying on at a wedding shop, and yeah, she shits her pants. It's really funny. Anyway.
Miranda's in it. I'll kick off
Right,
with
no,
this.
let's
Oh,
kick
Miranda.
back. Why is she in it?
I don't
Why
like
is she
her. I don't like
She
her.
looked like the worst thing in it. Like, really annoying.
There's
I wrote that
Herman
look.
Tand in it as well.
Also, Miranda Hart, bag of wank.
Oh, well, I've written don't like Miranda.
Well, same thing, isn't
Yeah, it's bag of wank, don't like that.
it? But its main story is Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
Right, she's in Bridesmaids. She's a new person in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Not seen her in anything before. Then it's also got Jude Law, the Stave, Jason Statham.
I don't think she's like that bad as an actress.
She was
at
pretty
all.
good. I mean, I want to get onto that in a minute.
Yeah.
And then Rose Byrne, who's the baddie. I don't know who she is.
Oh, she's been in all sorts.
Well, yeah.
Matt, can you fill us in on that then? A bit more?
She's been in all sorts.
But yeah, so yeah, Melissa McCarthy, she's quite funny.
Yeah.
I think like in this, there wasn't that much. Just a bit where she was saying, "This is Cagney, this is Lacey," like her fists.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bop you right in the dinkle.
No, she says Cagney's gonna come up your ass. And I found that hilarious. She goes on to say more than that, but that's the only part I wrote down.
That was really funny. But what was funny about it was Jude Law playing like James Bond. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Jason Statham as like a Cockney Jason Bourne.
Bit of a bell end, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you got Jude Law the suave one and Statham as the like violent Bourne-esque
gangster.
Yeah, he does a really good thing in it where he says, "Yeah, I'm a real spy. I drove a car off the freeway and landed on a train while I was on fire. I was on fire, not the car."
Like these loads of really funny stuff.
Well remembered. Well remembered.
This is the thing. I watched this trailer thinking I'm not gonna like this. It's gonna be crap.
Yeah.
But then I came out of it thinking actually that looks quite good.
It had some jokes in it. It was good just off the trailer. The only thing I didn't really like is the sort of feel from it was single lady jokes, fat jokes, put downs, where she eats a hand towel.
Oh yeah, a hand towel.
One of those
bad.
just add water hand towels.
Yeah.
Like, looks like some weird sushi thing. She starts eating it. And he's
Like those mint towels you used to get and put in the bath and put water in and they would expand.
I don't know what you mean.
Mint
What?
towels?
No, they
A
weren't.
mint towel.
Those towels, they were mint. I'm not saying they were mint.
the mint
They weren't
flavour.
mint flavoured. They were mint.
Like you used to get T-shirts like that.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
and you put them in. And you put
Like a
wool
flannel.
And they grow, yeah.
I don't know. I never had one.
Well, you know what I'm on about. Anyway, I didn't
I do
like
now.
that. I didn't really like that kind of gist of it. And the fact that they also dress her up from that woman from Mrs. Brown's Boys, Mrs.
What?
Brown.
Oh,
That
and
man.
she's like the cat lady.
They dress her up as that.
Yeah.
The bit that another joke that made me laugh was give up on your dreams. My mum used to put that as a note in my lunchbox.
I mean, there's some really funny jokes in it, and like, yeah, the thing is, and I think we're kind of touching on it here. The main film, the main story of the film probably won't be that funny, but there's going to be jokes in and around that are really funny.
Yeah.
And do you think that there's something about her that is just a funny person? Like she's
quite. I mean, she's quite funny.
I think there's something there. I think she could
like,
be quite.
She's funny and she's a big girl, isn't she? I'm gonna go there. She's a big girl, but she's like she's you're pulling faces at me both of you. But she came out on I think it was Ellen, the big talk show in America.
Yeah.
And she's talking about body image on that and how like she's had jibes from men before about her figure and things like that.
Right.
And how she's like comfortable with it and whatever. Fair play to her. But
Yeah.
like a lot of her comedy comes from the physical aspect. That's what I was going for, and you both looked at me like I'm a dick.
Well, we were just worried.
But that's some of the stuff in it she can do. She can pull things off that are just like daft little looks, and she'll trip over something, and it's just hilarious because the way she does it, and she's very physical comedy is great in it. Like the part where she's on a little motorbike, and it's like the big action's about to kick off, and she pulls away, and she like stalls it and just falls to the side.
The bike is a moped with a roof.
It's really funny.
I think her delivery's good.
Who puts a roof on a motorbike?
See, she was funny, and this is the thing. Like, I hadn't seen her in anything before, and like, she was funny. I'm not
I've
sure
seen her
this.
in quite a bit of stuff.
This film doesn't necessarily like strike me as a film that the premise is that funny.
I think she hasn't been given the right film yet.
Well, Ghostbusters
could be.
If she's playing the female Peter Venkman, which everyone thinks she is, right? She better be bloody funny.
Yeah, and
because like she's putting her up against again Bill Murray,
the legend.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna out funny Bill Murray, you've got to be pretty bloody funny, or at least even be half as funny as Bill Murray.
But you said that like the premise, the main joke that run the rod of the film is probably not going to be that funny, and it's going to be all the jokes that are in and out of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's down to her delivery, and I think she's got the ability to do it, and I think there's something about her that is just really funny.
And
inherently funny.
Yeah, and I'm
she's
interested.
got good timing and delivery.
Yeah, you can't teach a lot of that stuff.
No. There's also a very nice shot of Battersea Power Station
Oh yeah, go on, Matt.
from the inside. There's a bit where she's like tied up in a chair.
Is that an
And it's like
underground layer?
Yeah, it's one of those classic, right, I've got you tied up, so I'm going to tell you what my villainous plan is. I'm going to explain to you what it is so that when you do escape from this chair, you can stop me from doing it. But yeah, it's the control room on Battersea Power Station.
Oh, that's quite cool. How do you know that?
Just I've seen pictures inside of it before.
Right.
He knows
I mean,
about
there was
that
some
shit.
stuff, like some of the stuff, Jude Law looks like he's going to be funny in it. Statham looks like he's going to be funny in it.
Did you get the impression that Jude Law's not in it very long?
Oh no, they won't be.
Yeah, I got
Like, what's
that.
going to
Yeah,
happen?
I did.
Because, like, in the trailer, like, they say, well, these guys are famous spies. We can't send these undercover.
Yeah.
We're going to have to, like, send in this person
McCarthy.
who's, like, a secretary or something. Like, whoever she is. She's, like, the money penny, but,
Yeah.
like, fat.
Well, that's the joke of
That's
the
the
film,
joke,
isn't
isn't
it?
it? It's like, this
Well, the
is...
whole thing to make out that Statham makes her out to be this funny old single cat lady.
Yeah, and then that's
And
her
then
disguise.
that's actually her disguise, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like, she's the kind of money penny that, like...
Ate too many donuts.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, we can go there because that's
That's-
the rod of the film, and we've said that we don't
Yeah.
really like that. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us do. But
No.
the jokes that are in it.
Yeah,
All
so
there.
that's it, and you know, so that's it. Looks all right. There's some good, funny lines in the trailer. Is it going to be a case of right? We've seen all the good jokes now.
Probably.
Yeah, we
That's
say
the
that
thing
a
with
lot,
comedies,
don't
isn't
we?
it? But comedies, especially if it's not a funny one.
And yeah, well, yeah, you just said it.
That's all in
If
the
it's
trailer,
if it's a
aren't
bad comedy, they run the minimum amount of jokes, which for all the jokes that are in that, they distill it, they rinse out the
They need
flannel
like
of
10
crap,
decent
and they
jokes in the
put
trailer.
yeah all the drips of the jokes into the trailer, and they make you think it's going to be really good, and you go in and you hate it.
See, I thought, Ted, the film Ted, I thought that was going to be like that, and then there was some bits in that.
Ted was pretty good.
Didn't
Still haven't seen it.
didn't show
The
some
Ming
of
the
the bits.
Merciless. Ming!
Yeah.
That bit's awesome.
There's a brilliant bit with, I forgot his name.
Ted.
Adam Sandler.
He's not in it.
Marky Mark.
Muscle Man, yeah, Marky Mark, where Ted says, oh yeah, she's got a real trailer park trash gal name. And he goes, right, I'm going to run some names past you. And he just starts reeling off these names really fast, and it's brilliant. The delivery of it's perfect. So
I need to watch it. I do like Family Guy and all of that stuff. So, okay, then that brings us on to our next.
No, Rick.
Done it again.
God, worst host
Right,
ever.
I'm going to give it...
Suck my balls.
I'm going to give it 3.
Right. Okay. That's good.
Because it looks alright. And that's what 3 is, isn't it? 3's alright. 3's
Yeah.
average.
I like it because when Lee gives a 2 or a 1, it'll just give it a 2 or a 1. It won't give a reason. It will just say 2 1. But when you go to a 3, I've noticed you give a bit of a reason. I like it.
Well, 3's like, it's almost a recommendation, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Like,
Matt?
go watch it if you like funny films with jokes in them. Watch it.
Some funny films don't have jokes in them.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 as well.
3, okay. Oh, we're too similar.
We are.
We need someone who's... No, we don't. We'd hate them, wouldn't they, if we got somebody else with a different opinion.
No,
Someone to bully. Hey,
Let's get
make us
Steve.
a team.
Get Stephen. I'm gonna
we've lost the listener now.
I'm gonna give it 3 as well. Whack whack whack. Right.
That was like 10 or something.
No, that would be segue.
Oh.
Retro trailer review.
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, 1939. Directed by Frank Capra.
Written by Sidney Backman.
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah,
Mr. Smith Goes to Hollywood.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
well.
That's what I said.
Relax.
That's what I said
said
to
it
you.
earlier on. That's why.
I said that to you when we were watching
Right.
the trailer as a joke.
So yeah, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington from 1939, directed by Frank Capra, starring James Stewart. Now, shall we talk about the trailer? It's weird, isn't it?
That's what we do.
No, but let's talk about what happens in the trailer.
Are you ready for the most important announcement this podcast has ever made?
Dun-dun-dun.
What is it?
Well, now you get the feeling about the bloody trailer, because that's what the trailer says.
Yeah.
It says, "Are you ready for the most important announcement this theatre has ever made?" It sells
It's just
it.
some guy
Yeah.
pontificating about what's good about this, and then about 20 seconds of clips from the film. That's it. That's all you get.
Did you like that?
No.
I did. It's one of those like old school trailer things again.
Oh, yeah.
Like what was the one with the man pointing around and staring at people?
Yeah.
I like that one more.
But
Which
it's that
one?
old type of thing you don't get in the film theatres anymore. Cinemas they're called. Where they make the trailers literally to work in the cinema.
Yeah, I guess I get what you mean. It wasn't a very good trailer though, because I think the ones we've watched before, you get more of a feel for what happens in the film. Where this one, you just know that Mr. Smith is going to Washington. You get a few shots. It's got a really good cast, it says. Right, this was really funny. I wrote it down.
That sounds like Anchorman.
Oh yeah, it says starring this person and that person. Then it says there's a list of supporting that. No, right, that's wrong. The best supporting cast ever assembled. Then there's a big list. Last two names on the list: Grant Mitchell
Yes.
and Baby Dumpling.
Yeah, aren't they the same people?
No, Baby Dumpling's Phil Mitchell. When the kids,
I thought Grant Mitchell and Phil Dumpling were the same, but that
Phil
makes
Dumpling.
Baby Dumpling.
makes more sense.
Again, for any non-UK listeners, Grant Mitchell is a character in the terrible soap EastEnders.
East End London, mate.
Oh, mate, I'll cut you up, you slag.
Get out my pub, you slag!
Get off my meth.
There you go. You've heard that's EastEnders, day in, day out. And it's pretty realistic.
It's quite weird, this trailer. So it doesn't really say anything about the film, what happens in the film. It says that it's really good, and you have to take the word for it.
Literally, because I don't think any parts that they show from the film have audio
No,
or dialogue or anything.
just a little montage, isn't it? But,
I've just deleted all my notes about it.
oh well, all 6 of them.
Yeah. I had 3 and we've said them all already.
They're back.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I'm going to, kind of go off piste a bit, because this trailer doesn't really say anything. I know this film's meant to be really good.
Can't believe me and you both said about Grant Mitchell.
Well, it was in there.
It was a given, I think.
Yeah, okay, it was.
So, yeah, it's directed by Frank Capra. Now, the only Frank Capra film I've ever seen is It's a Wonderful Life. And again, from what I know about this film's about a guy who goes to Washington as a junior senator.
I can do the IMDb if you want.
Well,
a naive man is appointed to fill a vacancy in the US Senate. His plans promptly collide with political corruption, but he doesn't back down.
yeah, exactly. And it's that sort of thing where It's a Wonderful Life is a story about there's a man in a town who basically owns everything, and the one man is James Stewart, who owns the bail bond company that's allowing people to buy their own houses, and he's he's the everyman character standing up against the
Rupert
establishment
Murdoch's.
or whoever.
Yeah.
There's an interesting quote that I read by a film author called Richard Griffiths, not Uncle Monty, about the atypical sort of plot and the sort of film that Frank Capra did was a messianic innocent pits himself against the forces of entrenched greed. His experience defeats him strategically, but his gallant integrity in the face of temptation calls for the goodwill of the little people, and through their combined protest they triumph. Right, and that's basically
That's
the atypical plot of his
theme
film.
of his.
It's about the little man against the big corporation.
Revolution.
Which is really relevant now, to be honest. And
Yeah.
I guess
Very.
it's always been relevant,
Mm.
since capitalism began.
Yeah.
The day of the downfall of man and women and children.
So
and
yeah,
everything's
so
sacred.
I mean, a couple of other things I wrote about it. Like, obviously, the trailer doesn't show anything about the film, so it's all about notes. It came out in 1939. Won an Oscar for the best screenplay, but it was nominated in 11 categories apparently.
11.
I think so, 11. A lot of categories. But the films it lost out to, it's quite interesting, were Gone with the Wind. That won loads of Oscars. Goodbye Mr. Chips, which is, you know, a classic film. Stagecoach, the original Mad Max chase scene. And The Wizard of Oz. So these are the films it didn't win against. So, you know, it came out in a year. So
I've got
That's
one
a hard
for you.
year,
I've
isn't
got
it?
one for you. Can you name, or it doesn't have to be exactly the year, but can you give us a run of films that were like that amazing in 1 year? Just off the top of your head. You might not be able to do it. It's a difficult one. I don't think I can either.
But that's a lot of good. And you think about like when that was. These are like, you know, you could say that. Oh yeah, well, 5 years ago. But I mean, this is like, you know, nearly 100 years ago, about 80 odd years ago or whatever.
God,
70
so
odd
long
years
now.
ago. Like these films are all remembered as classics, you know, and there's not many. That's quite impressive. I guess from back then. And this is just before these films will have just come out as World War II come out, so
On DVD.
no,
Right, well, no, that's even more impressive.
it is impressive
Yeah.
because like, so this is like, you know, the first age of Hollywood, and then that kind of took the back burner to like the kind of propaganda sort of cinema and stuff, and then it wasn't until after the war it really picked back up again. No, that's not entirely true, but. Do you know what I mean? That is an influence on the sort of stuff that would have been made.
Yeah.
So it's like the end of that period, then you had the war, and then you had the next period
It's
in
like a
Hollywood. So
renaissance
this is
of-
like the full stop to that first like great Hollywood period.
What?
I just thought that I would look up quickly on the internet Hollywood's best years of cinema.
I mean, it's got to be 1970s. There'll be loads of them.
Yeah, but what's more funny is I don't know what godforsaken website I've stumbled into, but these are their. This is 1 year, 2007, Spider-Man 3.
I love how that's number one.
This is 2000. Yeah,
Obviously a cracking year.
Shrek the Third and Transformers, Pirates of the Caribbean and Harry Potter.
But they're the
Right.
best films from that year.
Yeah, but this is not just the best films of a year. This is supposed to be the 10 best years for film.
Is that
And
just
that was
for box
number-
office gross?
It must be, because
Right,
that was
makes more
number.
sense.
But I was expecting somebody to have some like philosophical insight of the best films, and then it got worse. 2006 confirmed that I was maybe wrong with what I'd got. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest was number 1. Night at the Museum number 2. Cars number 3. X-Men: The Last Stand.
God.
And The Da Vinci Code. Every year was bad. This will be
Yeah.
summer box office hits, won't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Right. We would like. Oh, nobody tweets in. We get some.
We've not rated our film yet.
Yeah, we're gonna, but I
Alright.
want to stick with this theme. And
Yeah, it's a good little thing, that, actually.
what I'm gonna do is I want
Throw it
people
out there.
to email or tweet in. Tweet in at duckingpod. Email in the duckingpodcast@gmail.com what you think is your best year for cinema or the best year for cinema. And I'm going to do this. I'm going there. I'm going to give some cinema tickets away to the best.
We'll
No,
buy
I
you
don't
a
want it to.
voucher or something.
Will it be opinionated? Our opinion?
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, sod it. That's what we do. We're going to pick our favourites. We're going to buy you 2 cinema tickets. And, yeah.
It has to be in the UK, probably.
No, I can
Can we do it
sort
in
something
America?
out. Yeah, I can sort. Yeah, I can.
PayPal
But
or
it's for
something.
UK.
No, I can do that.
So
Yeah.
UK or US?
No,
Is it
global.
Global.
Yeah, I think I can sort it.
So when someone tweets us from
Yeah.
Equatorial Guinea,
Yeah, no, I think I can do that.
Logistically, can we do it?
If
But
you're
we're saying
out,
it now, so
no, if
the
you're
internet provides a way.
if you're outside of the UK, you need to have a PayPal account, and then I can do it, and that's
Okay.
fine, and I'll do it. If you're inside the UK, you don't have to have a PayPal account. You just need to have a UK address. We'll send you some vouchers for your cinema.
Anyway,
So what was the question then?
what's your best year for films? And we want your favourite 5 films from that year. It can't be the top grossing box office, because that doesn't count.
No, we want more than that. We want your
Your
opinion.
favourite films, 1 year, all the films, and
A little bit of an insight on why you like those films and why you think they're relevant and make it your best year.
but we will just judge the films on which ones we think
Yeah,
are
we're going to be
best.
pretty biased.
That's going to be quite difficult to do on Twitter. So I'm looking forward to the inventiveness you've got there.
It should just be a list of 5 films. Year, film 1, film 2, that's it. Because it's 142 characters.
Yeah.
It is 140 characters.
That's fine. And okay, so you can tweet in with just a short tweet of your favourite.
Can you direct message on Twitter?
Yeah, you can.
You?
You can direct message, and also if you want to give us a bit more information, which might give you more chance of winning, email in that again at theduckingpodcast@gmail.com. And
comment on the site, man.
yeah, I'll put a post up on the website, and you can enter in on there as well.
We'll put some T's and C's on just in case.
We will. The duckingreviewshow.com. Right, we got a score
You've got to
this.
score this film.
Did you like this
I didn't
trailer
like
as
the
much as
trailer.
the others?
You did or you didn't? Sorry.
Didn't like
Didn't.
the trailer.
Did it make you, Matt, want to watch the film? All
Oh,
the others
really?
have. No?
No?
This is really bad, so I'm in a conundrum or quandary or whatever word it is.
You've got to base it on the trailer, mate.
This trailer gets a 2, but I really want to watch the film.
There's a
Because
caveat.
I know it's meant to be good. So I want to see it. I like James Stewart. I like It's a Wonderful Life. But the trailer makes me want to watch it too.
Right,
But
okay.
It's a 4 if it wasn't based on the trailer.
Matt?
What?
If it wasn't based on the trailer,
Just his
how
knowledge.
much do I want to watch this film based on what I know about cinema? It's a 4.
Oh, right. You said the other way around then.
Whatever. The trailer is a 2.
The film is a 4.
The film in general and my knowledge of cinema is a 4. So
Right.
it's
Okay.
2 for the sake of what we do.
It's a 2. I'll delete the rest.
No, don't delete it.
Can't.
Can't you?
Can't. Right, Matt.
Yeah, 2 for me.
2.
Didn't really tickle me at all.
Apart from Baby Dumpling.
Yeah.
Some funny names.
See, Baby Dumpling might bump it up to a 3 today.
Right. I'm
Oh,
gonna give
it's a
him.
Cabbage Patch Kid.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I think because I'm disgustingly influenced by people just telling me to do something, and the trailer just did that. it just something about like its stiff upper lip and its like obsession with convincing me that this was the most important thing that had ever happened.
You see?
Yeah.
See this film, see? You gotta go see it, see?
It just made me
do
want
ya?
to.
Well, come round, the boys will get you.
I'll break your kneecap, see? Right.
Send the best, see?
That has been the Duck and Review Show, and thank you for listening. Good night.
Good night, see?
Bye.